Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Hitchhikers SMP. I tried flying without looking, and it didn't work out. So let's go collect our belongings. I'd like to point out that the holiday season is quickly approaching here on the Hitchhikers SMP, and all of us are working tirelessly to make sure we have everything together for a winter Wonderland event. We actually have a lot planned today ourselves to get started with that, but the other hitchhikers have already been doing so much in our winter Wonderland district that we're going to be visiting a little bit later to check out. Alrighty, all of our stuff has been reacquired, and now you can get a good look at me. I'm wearing an ugly holiday sweater. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I got a little Santa hat on as well. Oh, but like I said, we have so much planned today. I'm going to make a Christmas tree. I'm going to do some map art. We're going to visit that winter Wonderland area. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And something I want to point out ahead of time is that all of the hitchhikers celebrate Christmas, but obviously we do recognize the other holidays of the season, and from all of us to you, we wish you a happy holidays. But because we all celebrate Christmas, some of our mini games and events that we're going to host for the holiday event are going to be kind of centric towards Christmas celebration. But regardless of if you celebrate Christmas or not, I do hope you enjoy all the stuff that we're going to be doing for this winter event, and I can't wait to see you guys in that episode. But let's get started with what we're going to be doing today. Something you may notice here is that I've actually re-dyed all of my sheep to be blue sheep. You can kind of, oh, that one actually just got sucked up. All of these have blue wool coming out of them every time they get sheared, and that's because I'm trying to get specific colors, and I've been AFK near this farm for like a week now, and I still don't have everything I need yet. I'd say maybe I've collected half of the shulker boxes that I require for the map art, and each map art requires a 128 by 128 area, and that's like 9.5 shulker boxes of items. And so I've been collecting a ton of carpet. I have a ton of red carpet already. I have a ton of lime green carpet, regular green carpet, and now I'm working on blue. And this is actually the last shulker box I need for blue, and so we're almost done with that. But I honestly don't think we're going to get to the blue one today. So we're actually going to get started with one of the other ones. So we're going to head on over there to our map art district. Alrighty, here we are in the map art district. We're 8,000 blocks away from most of our stuff. And so what we're going to do, we're in the middle of the ocean, by the way, and I think we have to go out this way and then to the left. So let's hop in the water here, and I'm going to right click with this empty map, and oh, okay, we're right in the center. That's not what I thought it was going to be. Huh. Interesting. Okay, big deal. So I was a little bit off. It's not that bad. I just need to go halfway of 128 to the left, to the right, forward and backwards, and that should be perfectly fine. And then I guess I'll move the portal afterwards. But without further ado, let's get to it. And with the power of editing and a little bit of cobblestone, we have created our 128 by 128 platform for our map art. And as you can see here, it's gray. That's all this is. Now, I can't remember if I've already mentioned this or not, but what we're going to be doing next is we're actually going to be making map art for wrapping paper that we're going to put on shulker boxes afterwards. And I am really excited about this. I've always wanted to try doing something like this, and now we're going to give it a go. We have plenty of carpet to actually get this started. I think we're going to go with, let's do red and just regular green. Let's get to it. Alrighty, we are back. It has been a few days of me working on this map art, collecting all the wool that was necessary for all the carpet, and here we go. I want to show you guys how cool this is. I've been wanting to do this since I started playing multiplayer SMPs. Now I finally get the opportunity to do it, so I am super hyped to show you guys it. What we're going to do, I'll go ahead and place that down, and we'll go ahead and grab some item frames. I'm going to place 5 on the shulker box. And as you can see, oh, look how beautiful that is. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of it. I'm so excited. Here we go. Let's go ahead and we're going to place 5 of these map arts onto our shulker box. And already this is kind of cool. I like it. It looks very nice, but we're going to take it a step further. With our server, we actually have a data pack on that allows us to make item frames invisible. And the cool thing about making an item frame invisible is when you do it, it actually goes in 1 pixel. So if I go over here and I do trigger IF invisible, as you can see, it goes down a little bit and it kind of is flush with the rest of the shulker box, which is really awesome. So I'm gonna come around here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make all of these invisible item frames, and then you can see just how crisp this present is. Look at that. That is really cool. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I mean, oh, stupid berry bush. You can kind of see the shulker box underneath it, but that's really not too big of an issue for me. That's kind of why we're dyeing the shulker box ahead of time. But wow, oh wow, this is such an amazing start. We have this wrapping paper, we have a blue and green wrapping paper, and we have a red and green wrapping paper. But now that we have finished that, we are now here in our Winter Wonderland district, where everybody except me has been hard at work building this amazing, beautiful area. Look at how cool everything looks here. And they want me to build something too, but I don't know if I can compete with this. My gosh, this place is just so cute, and we're about to make it even cuter. So what we're going to do, I think this is our little meeting area. At least that's what Lost Midgeon said. And so what I plan on doing, I'm gonna make a little Christmas tree right here, and we'll see how that turns out. Let's get to it. So I have all the materials right here. I have some spruce logs to act as like the trunk of the tree. We have the spruce leaves, which will of course act as the leaves of the tree. I have a bunch of different items that I'm going to use to try to decorate the tree. I kind of want to see how this goes. I don't really have a plan for it, but I think I'm just going to wing it, and hopefully it turns out pretty good. So what we're going to do, we're going to start it off with the trunk. And so we're just going to place down some logs like so, and I think this is plenty tall enough for it. But now we can start adding on the leaves, and in all honesty, I'm a little bit worried about how this part's going to turn out. What I think I'm going to do, I'm gonna have the armor stand in airplane mode. That's what I call it when their arms are out like airplane wings. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put it directly in the center of the log, or at least as best as I can. Okay, I kind of think that's good enough. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring it downward, and we're gonna hopefully make a decent base for this. So let's try maybe like right here, but basically it's gonna sit like this. And let's go ahead and copy its pose, and we're going to lock hide and make it a marker, so that now when we do this, it's not gonna overlap at all too bad. We're going to put some leaves in the hand, just like so, just like it was before. And we're going to move it again. And what we're going to do, we're going to rotate just slightly, and I think that'll be fine. Maybe a little bit more. Let's see, is 30 too much? 30 degrees might be a little bit too much, so maybe we'll just stick with the 15. And what we're going to do, we're going to repeat this step until we get a nice ring around the base of the tree. Well, 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 I don't think that looks too bad at all. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to try to build up the tree a little bit more. So we have our base layer, which I think looks really, really nice. But now, let's see if we can get it to kind of make that cone-like shape that a Christmas tree has. So it's going to work pretty similarly, I think. We're going to add the leaves just like we were before, and instead of it being perfectly horizontal, like the arms being perfectly horizontal like they are, let's rotate it up slightly, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I've done 30 degrees on the x-axis for both arms, and I think that's a pretty reasonable difference. So let's go ahead and go to utilities, and let's copy that. And we're going to basically do the same thing we did for this ring, but on a layer above. Oh my goodness, look at this tree. This looks absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited with how it turned out, but decorating this tree is going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited. I'm going to get into it right away. Oh my gosh, look how pretty this is. Oh, these decorations are not the most ideal, but I gotta work with what I got, and I think it turned out pretty good. The last step, of course, is the star on top of the tree. So we're gonna use 2 nether stars, and they're gonna kind of be like crossed over each other, and I think that's how we're gonna get a sort of 3D-ish effect over it. Oh, it looks so amazing. I love this so much. This was such an incredible project to work on. Alrighty, and what we're going to be doing next is making some candy canes, and this was originally in the plan for me anyway, but originally I was going to use some armor stands, much like I did with the tree, but I've decided that I'm going to use banners instead. I want to see how that looks. I got to be careful because I can't put it on the path blocks because that's going to turn them into dirt if there's a banner there, and the snow layers will get removed by the banner. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've gathered up some snow blocks so that we can put the banners here, and if there happens to be grass underneath and the banner exposes it, I can just replace the grass block with a snow block and that should fix it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go 4 blocks up, I'm going to put a beacon, and then we're going to start putting our banners down. So I'm going to do it like this, and as you see, I exposed the grass there, which was not very good, but it's no problem. We're just going to place our banners kind of in a checkerboard sort of formation here, as you can see, and what we're going to notice is that it does happen to make those stripes that we're looking for with our candy canes. And look at that. That doesn't look too bad, I think. Kind of looks like a lighthouse in a way. But anyway, so we exposed quite a bit of grass here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this and we're going to replace it with a snow block, and that should fix that issue. Perfect. And I'm going to do it 7 more times around this lake. Well, this is certainly something. It's definitely not what I wanted it to look like, but I think it looks pretty cute. It does give off that peppermint vibe, though it also looks like a bunch of lighthouses. And it has been a few days since that last recording, and things are really shaping up in our Christmas village. We've actually added a resource pack that everybody's using, and it makes this place look absolutely wonderful. You can see that the spruce leaves have like these little ornaments on them. And there's like a couple other things too that I want to point out, like all the chests and shulker boxes look like presents, which is really cool. The beacons look like little stars. And so now instead of it looking like a lighthouse, it really does look like maybe it's like the North Pole or something like that, or like resembling it. But everything's looking really, really cool here. And inside the doorways of every building, I've added some mistletoe. Oh my goodness, look at my Christmas tree. Oh, that's so much going on right there. If I had known that the spruce leaves would already have ornaments attached to them through this resource pack, then I probably wouldn't have decorated so much, but I think it came out looking pretty good regardless. And in this building over here, I've actually added some stockings. Originally, I was going to make them out of blocks using the armor statue book, but it was really tedious to even make one stocking, and so I decided I'll just use 3 pairs of red leather boots, and I think, you know, they look a little cute. I like them. I also added some candles up here on a shelf and some milk and some cookies. This is actually a snowball for the plate, and then the cookies are regular cookies, but our resource pack changes them into little gingerbread men, which I think looks really cool. Oh, and then over here we have some iron bars, which as you can see have been changed into like little Christmas lights, and you can see they're animated. Oh my goodness, it looks so cute. I love it. I think it's time we get started with our mini game for this event. Let's get started. And behold, our mini game. It hasn't been built yet. This is just a schematic for Lightmatica, but basically this is going to be a snowball fight, and there's going to be 3 layers just like this. There are going to be 2 teams of 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and their goal is to throw snowballs at the target blocks to push them forward and try getting other players down to the layer below. So every player will start on the topmost section of their side of the snowball fight. And I don't have any snowballs on me right now, so I'm just going to use a bow and arrow. But basically what they're going to do is they're going to maneuver around to prevent themselves from being knocked off from these pistons while the other team is throwing snowballs. And what they're going to have to do is throw snowballs at the other side to hit those target blocks, and you might see it for a split second. They do get pushed out, and that will actually push players off the edge here, just like it happened right now, and took me down to the 2nd level. So the idea is we need to get all the players from the opposite team down to the floor. And how we're going to determine who the winner is of the snowball fight is we're going to base it off of the player's position in relation to their side. For example, if we have somebody on the topmost layer, that is +3 points. On the second layer, it is +2 points. Third layer, it is +1 point. And then if they have landed on the floor, that is -2 points. We're also going to limit the number of snowballs each player has to 16. The reason for this is a player could easily just spam a snowball across the entire top portion and hit every single target block, which would of course knock everybody down. But if everybody has a limited number of snowballs, that should help it quite a bit. And who knows, maybe we'll play like 2 rounds of this and we'll randomize the teams both times. And if the first time 16 was too many snowballs, then maybe we'll drop it down to 8 snowballs per person. But the goal is to get the players down to the bottom with a limited number of snowballs. And that'll be how we determine the length of the game too. If everybody's out of snowballs, that's it. And I think that's fair. But I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I have to prepare for tomorrow, which is actually when we're recording our holiday event. I'm really excited. It's going to be so much fun. Everybody has some cool mini games that they want to do, and it's just going to be a really exciting time. But that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, clicking that notification bell to get notified when I upload a video. If you're not following already, please consider following me on Twitter, Instagram, and supporting me on Patreon, all at CurtisDoesADig. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Have a good one.